Hello there and welcome. Have you ever wished your garden didn't have to follow the rules of the seasons? That you could have a space just bursting with beautiful color month after month? Well, in this explainer, we're going to explore exactly how you can make that wonderful thought a reality. You know that feeling when you look out your window and just wish for a splash of color that just lasts? That dream is so much closer than you might think. And the secret isn't about working harder in the garden, it's about planting smarter. Okay, so let's get right to it. We've chosen 5 absolutely incredible flowers for you today. These are the true all-stars of the garden. Think of them as your secret weapon for creating that constant, effortless color, even if you're just starting out. First on our list is the wonderful sunny marigold. You know, this might just be one of the toughest, most cheerful flowers you could ever plant. It's like a resilient little burst of sunshine that just keeps giving, bringing this constant warmth to any garden bed or pot. And the best part is that taking care of them couldn't be easier. All you need to do is give them a spot with plenty of sun, make sure the soil drains well so their roots aren't sitting in water, and give them a drink whenever the top of the soil feels dry. It's really that simple. It really is like having a little piece of the sunrise right there in your garden. And here's a wonderful little bonus. Marigolds are actually known to keep pests away. So they're not just beautiful, they're little guardians for your other plants too. Now, if the marigold brings the sun, our next flower brings a waterfall of color. Let's talk about the petunia. It's famous for its incredibly long blooming season and its amazing ability to just spill beautifully over the edges of hanging baskets and pots. So here's the little trick to keeping those petunias blooming nonstop. They love sun, of course, but you also want to do something called deadheading. It sounds technical, but it just means gently pinching off the old, spent flowers. It's a tiny task that tells the plant, hey, time to make some more. And your reward for that little bit of effort is just a non-stop cascade of brilliant pinks, purples, and whites. These flowers are true workhorses, filling your space with color from the very first days of spring right up until that first touch of frost in the fall. Next up, we have a true classic, the rose. Now, I know they can seem a bit intimidating, but don't let their reputation fool you. Especially in warmer climates, many of the newer varieties will bloom pretty much all year long, giving you that timeless elegance we all know and love. And the secret to keeping those beautiful blooms coming is surprisingly simple. First, give them a light trim every few weeks. This encourages the plant to put out new growth, which is where the flowers come from. And second, just make sure there's plenty of good airflow around the plant. That helps keep it healthy and happy. And of course, a rose is so much more than just a flower, isn't it? It's an entire experience. It's that unforgettable scent on a warm evening, and that perfect sculpted shape. It's an icon in the garden for a reason, and it truly never disappoints. Are you ready for a little touch of the exotic? Well, say hello to the hibiscus. This plant is all about drama, producing these huge, absolutely spectacular flowers. Now, each individual bloom may only last for a day or so, but the plant puts on a continuous show, with new ones opening up day after day. To keep that incredible tropical show going, your hibiscus just needs 3 things. It needs plenty of sunlight, it likes its soil to be kept just a little bit moist, and it gets hungry, so a little meal of organic fertilizer once a month will give it the energy it needs for all those blooms. And the result is just breathtaking. Each new flower feels like a special event. You'll find they attract hummingbirds and butterflies, and they really do bring that tropical vacation feeling right into your own backyard time and time again. And finally, we have what might be the ultimate plant for incredible impact with very little effort, the bougainvillea. This one is an absolute powerhouse, producing just a riot of non-stop, brilliant color. The care for this one is almost the opposite of what you'd expect. It absolutely thrives in the sunniest, hottest spots you have, and once it's established, it needs very little water. In fact, letting it get a little dry often encourages it to bloom even more. Your main job is just to prune it a bit to keep its shape. This plant really is the perfect example of what we're talking about today. Just a spectacular, endless show of vivid color for very, very little work. And here's a fun little fact. The color doesn't actually come from the flowers themselves. Those are tiny and white, but from those beautiful papery leaves that surround them, which are called bracts. So there you have it, our 5 all-stars. Now, let's talk about putting it all together. How do you take these wonderful individual plants and create your very own year-round garden? Well, I promise, it's much simpler than you might think. Here's a quick look at them side by side to help you plan. You'll notice they all have one thing in common. They love the sun. But take a look at their watering needs. You've got the bougainvillea on one end, which likes it dry, and the hibiscus on the other, which prefers to be moist. This helps you think about which plants might do well together. Really, it all comes down to 3 simple steps. First, just choose your spot. Take a walk around your garden and see where that lovely sun falls. Second, pick your color palette. Are you feeling warm yellows and oranges or cool pinks and purples? And finally, the very best part, get planting, and then just enjoy. So now you have the tools, the blueprint, to create a garden that doesn't have an off-season. You can paint your own corner of the world with color that never has to fade. The only question left to ask yourself is, which color will you plant first?